Okay, in this video I'm going to look at building the content of the main area, and I'm going to start with just this picture and the first two paragraphs, which this is one paragraph here and this is the other paragraph right here. Now right off the bat I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this background color red because I don't need that anymore, and that's just going to end up being distracting. And then I'm also going to get rid of this height of 500 pix here. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'll save my CSS. And I come over to my HTML side, and I've already pre-wrote this code just to save some time in the video, so I'm going to uncomment it and just explain it real quick. I got my image right here. I have this class equals left, which I'm going to explain in just a minute, and then of course I have a couple of paragraphs here. Now where did I get the paragraph information from? Well, it was right here in the specs. Right here it says text to be used for main area, and I think there's like 6 or 7 paragraphs, so I basically have each paragraph, they're all the same, and here's the text that goes into them. And so what I did is I just copied that twice and put it inside a paragraph element. Go ahead and save that. And if I go over to my web page and I refresh it here, you can see that I have my picture right there, and I have my paragraph text here. And of course nothing's lined up the way it should be or anything. The first thing I need to do is I need to actually float this picture left of this paragraph text. And so one way to do that, which is a kind of a nice way, is I come up here and I'm going to write classes comment, and then in there I'm going to write a class of dot left, and because I assigned the class of left to my image, if I put in this float left here now, it's automatically going to float to left. And this is a nice little trick, just that you can create a class to float left, and then of course I'm going to need one eventually for the right, so I might as well just do that right now. And then all I need to do is just add that class to my element, and it automatically floats it. So that's going to work out pretty nice. Now if I go ahead and put my image up there, and I kind of look at it, I can see, if I can kind of adjust it a little bit, you can see that my image needs to be moved down. There's also a space between the text and the image here. There's a space between the edge and where it wraps here. And if we continue to go down, we can kind of look on the image here. Let's zoom into the screenshot better. You can see that this lines up here with this edge right here. So I need to have that happen. So that looks like we've got some padding going on. And we actually kind of got a combination of some padding and some margin going on. All right. So this is the web page, and this is where we're at right now. And so I'm going to come down here. Okay. And it looks like let's see, doing pretty good with all this. Okay. So what I want to do is kind of set this up to move this image around, and I'm going to come to my margin. And I'm going to put in a padding, and I can tell that I need padding on the left and the right and the top and the bottom. So I'm going to start with 5 pix and 5 pix and just see what that does for me. And I can see that if I put a padding of 5 pix in this thing, you can see that it's moved my image some, but it didn't move it all the way. Okay, both the top and the side. So I can probably go 10 pix by 10 pix. And when I do that, I can see that my image is actually in the right spot. My text is all messed up, which is fine, but my image is in the right spot. That's kind of a big deal. The other thing I'm noticing is my text is, it's lining up if I put it in the correct position with a screenshot, but it's breaking at different points. Okay, and also it's supposed to have some space between that and the image, so I need to actually put some margin around this image. But I've got another problem that I kind of created for myself. When I added this padding of 10 pix for my main area, what I didn't compensate for was I have 10 pix on the left and right, and yet I have the set width of 843. So it's the same problem I had before. And if I click on my Elements tab over here, and I get myself into my main area, you can see that if you look way over on the right edge, the padding of the content is going beyond the actual width of the page. Now I don't want that, and that's actually causing me problems. So I want to fix that, and the fix is actually very easy, because if you look, if I added 10 pixels to the left and right side, which I did right here, then that means I can subtract 20 pixels from here, because it's going to be 10 for the left, 10 for the right, which is going to be a total of 20. So that should be 823. And then if I do that and I move my text around, okay, even though it's not aligned to my image correctly, it looks like I still got a little bit of this this ghosting stuff coming on here, but that could be due to the margin issue that it has with the image. So let me try to fix that before I go try to do anything more, because I pretty much am getting this to line up. So what I need to do here is I need to create an image. All right, main image, and I'm just going to put in a margin here, and I'll put in the placeholders first. Okay, so what it looks like I need to do is I need to have a right hand margin on this side and a bottom margin. Okay, so top is okay. My right hand margin should be we'll start with 10 pixels, because the top was 10 pixels, this side was 10 pixels, this is probably 10 pixels. And you can see that as soon as I did that, it matched right up. You can see that first line matched right up perfectly. And then, of course, I come over here and I want to do my bottom. So it's top right, bottom left. So I'll just grab the wrong one here. I want to go with my bottom of 10 pixels as well. And so when I then scroll down, I can see I've got my text is okay here. The problem that I have now is it looks like my text is breaking at the right points. Okay, so all that seems to be doing pretty good, but I have a problem here with it's not lining up. It's lining up perfectly here, not lining up here. Well, you can see it's very consistent as it goes through here. It just isn't lining up. So it's just a margin issue. It's not a line height issue, and that should be pretty easy to fix. So I'm going to come in here, go main P, and I'm going to give it a margin. And what I'm going to do is just give it a margin bottom. So top, right, bottom is what I want. I'll try with 10 pixels. It seems like that's what's been working for everything else. And sure enough, I do that, and now my text is all lining up. So in theory, when I go do this bottom part, I pretty much should just be able to copy and paste the text in there, and it should line up. And then, of course, I'm going to have to do some adjustments for that photo to float over to the right. But right now, this is all looking pretty good. So in the next video, we'll look at doing the bottom part of the main area.